Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. First things first, I want to apologize for my appearance. I know I look rough. I will explain why I look rough in a minute. And also I'm shooting this on my phone, so don't get me wrong, the phone quality turn up, but just in case it looks a bit like shaky or whatever, I've literally got my phone balanced on a roll of toilet roll. I just wanted to do a quick video on some things that have been happening over the last few days. I wasn't able to really find guidance online, so I wanted to make a video that could hopefully help someone, and also just get a few things off my chest, free some things on my chest a bit. So on Sunday, 28th November, I, along with my boyfriend, my sister and her husband, we've all come to Ghana. Last time that I was in Ghana was October of 2020. At that time, people were using NHS tests to come to Ghana. You would just get to the airport and they'll check that you have a negative COVID test and then you go about your business. But with this trip, you still of course need a negative COVID test, but preferably one that has a barcode on it. And also what they want you to do is upload your COVID test onto their system for verification before they allow you to check in. So my flight was, of course, BA flights always leave they're scheduled to leave at 1:25. So my flight was Sunday 1:25. So on Thursday 1:45, I did like a self-testing drop-off type thing. So that's a whole nother story in itself. Like my test got lost, then it was found again, and then I still managed to get my results within 24 hours, but that was a whole nother issue. So I got my test, I got a negative test, they gave me a certificate. The date and time clearly on the certificate within, of course, 72 hours. And then on another box it said COVID something PCR. So it clearly showed what test I've done. Cool. So let's fast forward now to Sunday night. I'm trying to check in. I've put in all my boyfriend's details. I've put in all my details. We uploaded all our documents because they want you to upload. This is what they want you to. I'm talking about British Airways in particular. British Airways want you to upload your negative COVID test and a copy of your receipt to show that you've paid for the Frontier Health test, so the COVID test in Ghana. They want to see that you've paid for it already before you can check in. So I uploaded all of that on behalf of my boyfriend and myself. So that was maybe like 4 o'clock on Saturday evening. Around 8 o'clock, I get an email to say that, or my boyfriend gets an email to say that it's all gone through. That's fine, he can now check in. I get an email to say that my COVID test is not within the time frame. So my COVID test was outside of 72 hours. And that also the type of test that I took was not specified. Now I feel like I'm going crazy because I'm looking at the certificate and I did the flight is 1:25 on Sunday. I did the test 1:45 on Thursday. As in to the point that I even went to go and use a date calculator. Like I did 1:25 on Sunday, 28th November, minus 72 hours. And of course it was 1:25 on Thursday. So how am I outside of the 72 hours? I'm looking at the test again. The test clearly says COVID PCR. So what is this? And I'm seeing all of this at maybe 9:30 going on 10. The night before my flight. So all 10 p.m. I'm still not checked in. Fine. So obviously customer service closed on Saturday like 5 p.m. So there's no one that I can call. So what I had to do was tweet British Airways, and off the top of my head, their Twitter page that is 24 hours is British_Airways. So I tweeted them, and it's just annoying because I know it sounds stupid, but I can't lie, I'm one of them people. I'm not telling you that I'm traveling like that. So having to put my business on the timeline, it's not something that I want to do, but obviously I'm desperate now. So I've had to tweet them, and I guess because of everything that's going on with this, I can't even say, is it Omicron? Every time I see the word, I read it as Omarion. This new variant, basically. Obviously they're really busy, so I was like, it could take them forever to actually get back to me. So they finally got back to me, and then they said, oh, okay, yeah, they'll try and sort it out. And then maybe 11 p.m. basically 11 going 12, they, basically I had to re-upload the stuff that I put. Like, I didn't change anything. I just had to re-upload the documents. Like, when they sent me the first email to say that my stuff is out of date and doesn't specify the correct test, I had to upload like everything again. So then at that point I uploaded everything again, and that's when I started talking to the people on Twitter. So then maybe around like 11 p.m. going 12, that's when they got back to me and said, oh, your documents have been verified. So this is my main thing for making this video, because there was nothing like on Twitter or anywhere that I saw that really spoke about this. I don't know whether it's human error, whether it's computer error, but I uploaded my documents knowing that my documents are first of all legit, because clearly they're doing this because people are using like fraudulent tests and stuff like that. My test is legit and it's within the time frame, but you're telling me that it's not. So I just wanted to share that if that happens in that situation, if you can, call customer service. Still go to the airport, of course. Don't try and write it off. Go to the airport and see if you can obviously talk to a human being and check in at the airport. Let's fast forward to the actual flight now. Cool. Now here's where I said I want to free something off my chest. Fiona, feel free to chip in, yeah, if you want to chip in. Here's where I said I'm going to free my chest. I see this a lot on Twitter. People say, oh, British Airways, they don't respect Ghanaians. They always use the worst planes. They don't respect Ghanaians. We always get the worst service. And to an extent, I agree with some of those points, yeah. But I feel like Ghanaians, we don't help ourselves either. Like, we don't. When we were about to board the plane, like, there's already a go slow, like the process is moving really slow, us trying to get on the plane. As we're approaching like the entrance to the plane, there's loads of suitcases there. Why are the suitcases there? Because people have used bags that are not hand luggage size, and now they're too big to fit into like, I don't know why I'm doing this, into the overhead locker. So they've had to pull them down, like take them out, and they have to be loaded onto like where the checked-in baggage is. If you saw the size of some of these bags, I was trying to take a picture on the Lolo. If I've got it, I will try and insert it. Some of the sizes of these bags. And then when they take your bag, you'll be upset. If British Airways starts moving like Ryanair and all those other airlines and makes you put your bag into that size check thing before you can even join the queue, don't be upset, because we deserve it. Some of the size of some of these bags, it might as well have been checked baggage. Like, I don't even understand how people manage to proceed that far with those size bags. So fine, those now need to be loaded onto the bottom. We are trying to go to our seats. That too is taking forever. Get to our seat now. Our overhead locker, someone's put their stuff in it. They're just bags on bags on bags. Like, the thing is, that's normal. Every time I go to Ghana, that's normal. But it was just full. Like, there was no space. People were arguing, no, don't touch my bag. Sorry about that. My brother-in-law came in the room. So, yeah, it's just, in general, the thing I've clocked is that Ghanaians just don't listen. Like, especially the older lot, they don't listen. Your bag is supposed to be a certain size. You won't listen. I overheard someone say something like there's been an issue with the baggage loader or something like that, so they're gonna have to do it manually. We were sat on the plane for 2 hours and we hadn't moved. We weren't offered water, nothing. Like, we hadn't moved. We were just sat there waiting for them to manually load the plane. Fine. Manually load the plane. Yeah, that just took forever. People were getting irate. It wasn't great. So then even when we land, again, they said, everyone stay in your seat. Stay in your seat, don't move. We are going to get you to come off the plane in groups. As soon as the seatbelt sign came off, people are moving, everyone's, shoving, they're trying to get their stuff out of the overhead locker. Nothing annoyed me more than they then repeated the message. Can everybody please stay in your seat? We're going to get you to get off in groups. Then I just hear someone from the back, one auntie, where are you going? Where are you going? The door's not even open yet. Like, do you plan on jumping? Like, how are you going to get out? Like, it's just little stuff like that. Like, Ghanaians don't listen, and it just, you could tell some of the staff like they were stressed because no one's listening to them. Okay, so now it's reached our turn to get off the plane. My partner puts his phone on. We get a text, two of our bags haven't arrived. Two of our bags did not arrive, and one of my sister's bags too did not arrive. Fine. We've managed to go and get our bags. Another thing. The first time ever, and I'm pretty sure this is like ever, we were asked for our yellow fever certificate. I carry this thing every time. I literally keep it in my passport. No one has ever asked for this thing. Sunday, that was the day, the first time ever they decided to ask for the yellow fever certificate. So if you are coming to Ghana, go and sort that out. Finally managed to get our baggage, even that was taking forever. Make sure you mark your suitcases, please. Again, just the stress in the run up to this trip has just been too much. Like, I had it in my head that, yeah, okay, I have some like kente fabric. I'm just gonna put it on my suitcase. Forgot to do that. Shout outs to Owusu Frimpong and the other 3 people who had the same suitcase as me at the airport. Finally about to get out of the airport, the customs people too. There was, let's say, how many bags did you have, Fiona? 5. We had like 5 bags because obviously some had gone missing and whatnot. Fiona's bag is the only bag that's wrapped in like the plastic. Chinchia, they want to know what's in the bag. Can Fiona open the bag? Fiona, first of all, I don't know how much of like on my channel I've spoken about Fiona, but one thing about Fiona, that's the thing. People look at us and they'll say, Mina Minye. Fiona, she's gangster. No. You see her face small like that, like she can't hurt anyone. No, she's a gangster. Fiona ain't gonna open that bag anyway.
Oh, I'm not gonna open it. Sorry, why have I even come? No, but really and truly, I'm not gonna open that bag.
Fiona ain't gonna open that bag. One thing about Fiona, she ain't gonna do it. She ain't gonna do it. She ain't gonna open that bag. So then, you know, it was turned into with someone from the airport, and he was just like, just allow it. The customs people looked vexed. They were trying to get money out of us, clearly, because they're used to people just, they don't want to open the bag, just take this. They're used to being paid off. And one thing about me, I put it in my head, no one, like, in that airport, I'm not paying anyone off. If you want, make me stand to the side. Anyways, let's go again. Now, in real time, our bag, obviously we didn't get one of our bags. Fiona went to the office and spoke to someone, and they said, the bag will come on the next flight. Fine. So we're tracking the next flight, because obviously our flight was delayed by like 2 hours. So we're like, okay, let's just keep tracking that flight, the next flight, which would be the one for Monday. Let's keep tracking that flight and see what happens. We're tracking it, okay, it's delayed. We're tracking it, it's delayed. Next thing we see is delayed until tomorrow. The plane did not leave. There was people on the plane, it did not leave. So now, this is at the beginning of this video, I said my appearance might be a bit funny, because that's how my makeup is in Accra and my makeup brushes are in Heathrow. If not for Fiona and Daruma, I'm using a contour brush to do my foundation. And luckily, she had a spare beauty blender to give me. Otherwise, all we can do right now is hope and pray that the flight comes today and that our bags are on it. Because when Fiona went to speak to someone, they basically said something to the effect of like, basically like last week's people, some of their bags didn't come, so they're on the next flight, and then that flight too, someone else's bag didn't come, so they're on the next. So there seems to be just an ongoing issue with BA's Accra service and luggage. There seems to be an ongoing issue. So I'm begging you, don't say that I came online, I didn't try and tell you. I am begging you, Fapieto Bakumi Nubi Esha with hand luggage, because anything can happen. Pieto and outfits Bakumi Nubi, put them in your bag, yeah? Because anything can happen. Anything can happen. Luckily, the suitcase that I did get was the suitcase that was full of like mostly my stuff. Because when I was about to leave the house, like one of my bags was like 25 kg and the other one was like 19. So I started taking things out rough. That's where I messed up, because again, that's how the makeup brushes are in London and the makeup is in Accra. So I say all of that to say, please taking everything I've said in the video, in summary, if you upload your documents and you know in your heart that these documents are correct, try and contact someone. If you can't get through, still go to the airport and try and sort it out there. Yellow fever certificate, please take it with you. There was something else I wanted to add. Yeah, your hand luggage. It might not necessarily be you, it might be your parents, you know, aunties, uncles, whatever. Educate them. I know the older Ghanaian lots, sometimes they can be a bit stubborn. Tell them, like, because that's the thing, people were so upset that their bags had been taken off of them. Why are you upset? Your bag is not the right size. Like, your bag can physically not fit in the overhead locker. You're not gonna be able to keep the bag in between your legs for 6 hours. That what's not clicking? What's not clicking? Like, please, we as Ghanaians, we need to look at ourselves as well and follow the rules. Like, we need to listen and we need to follow the rules for things to be able to go smoothly for us. Like, that's not to say that British Airways are angels and their service is always A1, because as someone who has been flying BA since 2000, I've literally watched the level of service go down. Like, it is on a steep decline, like very steep decline. So it's not that British Airways are angels and, you know, their service is A1 and we're just horrible people, us Ghanaians. Definitely not that. But Ghanaians, we can do little things to help ourselves. That 1:25 flight from Heathrow never leaves on time. But at like 1 o'clock, we were still like near duty free. We were nowhere near gate B. And as much as we were rushing, I knew this flight is not going to leave at 1:25. It never leaves on time. It always leaves around like 2 o'clock-ish. But never did I expect that it would leave like basically 4 o'clock. Like, we've got to do better as well. And we definitely need to demand better, of course, from BA, because it didn't make sense. The other flight, the flight the next day, is completely cancelled. And that's another thing as well. That flight was completely cancelled, yeah, meaning that people's COVID tests are going to be expired. It's just a mess. But yes, guys, I'm going to wrap this up now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video is useful to someone, and take care of yourselves and stay blessed.